Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz. It is February 12, 2018. It's early Monday, and it's 2:29 a.m. I was on the internet when this incident took place, and I'll never believe it. And something like this is far too important for me to comment until I get everything down as it actually happened. And although I had read several variations, I finally got one that matches up pretty well things that I've read on the news from J.D. FARGE and FARGE, if you want to look him up, and he'll have more about that. By the way, I'm talking about the attack on F-16 in Israel from Syria. But just prior to that attack, Iran sent a drone over Israeli airspace, and an attack helicopter took out the drone within 2 minutes. But during that time, just minutes later, a barrage of fire went out from Syria and took down an IDF F-16, and it came down in Israeli territory. 2 pilots are in the hospital. Now, let me tell you how important this is. It is the most, perhaps by far, the most important event in Israel's 70 years. It is one of the most important events for the United States in our generation of 70 years as well. And the reason I say that is because we stand by Israel, and we have a church. And if Ezekiel 38 is truly at our door, then you need to look up, because your redemption draws nigh. Luke 21:28, when you see these things begin to happen, look up. I told you these times would occur, would happen. This is what Jesus said in Luke 21:28. He also said in John 14:29, I have told you now, before it happens, that when it happens, you have been warned. So Jesus not only said, look, this is going to happen, and when it does, in Luke 21:28, look up. The church is about to go. And he gives another warning in John 14:29 that, look, I warned all of you. And some of you refused to heed the warning, so you have been warned. I'm saying this, those who are not Christians, wake up. Wake up quickly. The church may be, as far as being taken out, it may be there. This happened again early Saturday morning, and first time in history, an event like this. Now, they've had wars, but none of them when Syria, Iran, Russia, and other countries are on the Syrian-Israeli border, staged for war. Guys, listen to that. They're staged, and I did blogs about this, several And they all are meant as warnings to Israel and warnings to the rest of the world, because when this happens, the world's going to be affected. It's not going to be a world war. No, it's going to be Ezekiel 38:39. This is the battle that God fights for the Jews, and he'll destroy 5 out of 6 of those who came against his people. First, again, the drone came out. Israel took it out within 2 minutes with a Apache attack helicopter. 2 minutes. And then Israel took out 4 locations, one of which where the drone was launched from. And then Syria had a barrage of anti-aircraft, and one went up and took out an F-16 that was in Israeli territory, by the way. And it went down in Israeli territory. The 2 pilots are in the hospital today. So there was 8 more attacks from Israel into Syria and took out 8 of their staging locations, and they'll not be able to make any more attacks from those places. In all, Israel took out 12 locations, 4 in Iran, 8 in Syria. Just want you to know how important this is. Again, Ezekiel 38:39 is looming, guys. And I'll be honest, I'll be very honest. I did not expect this, but let me say this: nothing happens from Syria without the Russians giving them the okay to do it in advance. With Putin screaming out he's a Christian, well, I'm just wondering what God he serves. Because if he served the God of creation, the God of the Jews, why in the world would this man be attacking the Jews? And that's exactly what he did. Beware, everyone. Watch this story closely. I believe it's just the tip of what's about to come. And I thought we would have Donald Trump in here 7 more years, but after Saturday morning, I think that's highly unlikely, because Trump, being a Christian, will be taken out with the church. Once more, John 14:29, Jesus said, I have told you now, before it happens, that when it happens, you have been warned. So you guys who aren't saved, wake up, because you may be left behind. Luke 21:28. When these things begin to happen, look up, because your redemption draws nigh. Jody Wolf, Expoz.